did, yeah. I'm like 2000. I was doing a little research last 22. No, 23. Sorry. So we did a club year our first year. Okay. So this is our third D3 year. Fourth in total. We did a club year our first year, just to kind of get it off the ground. 23. Yep, 23, then 24, 25. Yeah, So this is our fourth year in total. So,
wow,
like,
that's awesome.
Like our seniors are the OGs.
Were you was it obviously challenging or?
Yes, but like very rewarding, and like I think it made me appreciate the small victories along the way.
Yeah.
Like the little things that like in this senior class, like their growth is like in all areas has been fun to watch. Like in a way that like I wouldn't have appreciated. I don't think it like where we were before. It was different. Like we took over a program that had been winning, and we kind of flipped it, and then but we didn't really appreciate it. I think we were just but like we knew we had time to kind of.
Now they had a bunch of other sports. They just decided.
Yeah, so we were all women's college till 2018. Do you remember the old UConn basketball coach Jim Calhoun?
Oh yeah. Okay.
We're the school he came out of retirement to start the men's basketball programs.
Okay.
So they added male sport every year, and we just happened to be the next one. And then Coach got the job, and then I came. We were together at Nichols College for 4 years, and then I came with him.
Okay, so let me see if I get this right. You're probably Matt Johnson.
I am.
Wow, that's good. So you're the head coach.
Yep.
Okay. So did they realize, hey, we got to get a turf field if we're going to start baseball?
Yeah, so we were playing at New Britain Stadium, which is an old, I believe it was the Red Sox at one point.
Okay.
And then our AD was like, get us the paperwork to rent it for every practice, how much it would be for every practice and every game for the next 4 years or something. And it ended up being like 800 grand. They're like, well, if we're going to spend that to rent it, we might as well just do it now.
Awesome.
We're like,
That's a great story.
go for it.
Great story.
Yeah, it's been rewarding, so.
Good.
But yeah. So you're all set? Okay.
Yep. So,
Have you got me logged? You've got logged in.
yeah. Yankees fan.
Yep. Capital Wax. If you need my thumb, I can.
I'll answer it. Actually even plugged it in. It took it about 20 minutes to update. Power and you're ready.
Now, do you have to aim it a certain way?
Yeah, so it gave me like a thing in the app. It shows you like alignment.
It tells you when it gets close.
So literally just like I had to move it to match that, and then I go in to see if there's any obstructions above it.
So these are the steps.
I want so bad. It was cool and it worked. That's the coolest part about it.
Well, supposedly it's supposed to be more. It's supposed to be pretty secure. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty
Secure,
stable.
reliable.
Yeah.
It runs all the time. It's supposed to be anyway. I'll have more to tell you at the end of the week, but right now it looks like it's working. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Chuck, I'm ready whenever you are. I got very little to offer today, so I'm just going to talk. Here's two on one.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from beautiful Winter Haven, Florida. Welcome to Mount St. Joe Baseball as the Lions kick off a 7-game road trip here, or neutral site trip if you want to mention that. They're going to be playing University of St. Joseph's from Connecticut today. 2 7-inning games, a doubleheader. It's partly cloudy right now, but it's in the 80s. I'm joined by my partner, Blake Watson. And Blake, we're excited to get this thing going.
Yeah, Chuck, a lot to get to this point, man. Obviously, the travel down, the team dealt with some issues in their lodging and things like that, and obviously we had a delay on our flight. But getting down here, getting to broadcast some baseball games, bringing it to you guys back at home is really cool. We appreciate Jeff and obviously Beth, which you and Patrick will go to those games tomorrow, the softball games, kind of helping us make this work
Yeah,
financially,
and we want to
especially.
thank Melanie too,
Oh, for
our
sure.
AD, our outstanding AD, for making this all kind of come together. As people know, this isn't cheap to do this, but through a lot of people working well together, we were able to pull this off, and it's a lot of fun for us. And it's great we can bring this to you. If there's any chops in the stream, don't lose your mind. We're doing the best we can here. But we think it's going to be a good broadcast. But, again, there could be some choppiness here and there.
Yeah, we're dealing with some, wireless internet issues. We've got our Starlink up. First time we've tried to use that, so it seems to be working right now. I know we're having a little bit of issues with the camera, but I'm hoping the audio is coming through cleanly. We also have the issues of being behind the net here, which kind of messes with the focus. We're doing the best we can here, and hopefully we bring you a good product.
Yeah, so if you're ready now here today, starting lineups, the Lions will be visitors in game one on the scoreboard. Again, a 7-inning ball game. Leading off, number 4, second baseman Austin Buckle. Batting second, number 23, the left fielder Jordan Harley. Batting third, the shortstop, number 14, Ethan Mason. Batting fourth, number 22, Big Brennan Martin at first. Batting fifth, number 5, freshman third baseman Zach Clough. Batting sixth, senior designated hitter number 21, Andrew Clements. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 50, senior catcher Jackson Gutzweiler. Batting eighth, number 15, Will Record, the right fielder from Oak Hills in Cincinnati. Batting ninth, the center fielder A.J. Meyer from Roger Bacon. And on the mound, number 49, Nolan Miller. Nolan has thrown in 7 1/3 innings this year, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, no record, and a 3.68 ERA. So I know he threw a couple games, one in Alabama, and I think he threw against
Otterbein, and
right.
then he threw one of the games against Alabama. I believe he threw the East Texas Baptist game. Got off to a little bit of a rocky start. Defense didn't help him a ton in the first, threw a bunch of pitches, but really settled down. I think he threw 34 in the first inning of that inning,
right, yeah.
And then followed that up with a 7-pitch frame. So Nolan's got the stuff to be really good today against this tough St. Joseph's team.
Yeah, if you remember last year, one of his starts down here was dynamite. Would he have 13 strikeouts or something?
I think it was
crazy?
14. He was the national pitcher of the week that week. Nolan's got plus stuff, fastball 88 plus, good breaking stuff. The thing for Nolan and all these Lions power-type pitchers is it's just going to be the command today.
Yeah, this park, just looking at it, there's no windscreen around it, but it's 325 down the lines, which look reasonable, but then 400 to straightaway center looks like it's about 800 foot.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit deceiving because there's no batter's eye, there's no windscreen up, and there's a house right out there. The sight for our hitters today is not going to be great coming out of that right hand, Nolan Miller for the Lions. So it's that White House right behind him. It could help the pitching.
Yep. So lineups for St. Joseph's leading off. Number 15, the right fielder Joseph Fritz. Number 26, the shortstop J.J. Fox bats second. Number 20, the third baseman Jack Kane bats third. Number 18, the designated hitter Dom Scalia bats fourth. Number 35, Sam Belducci plays second, bats fifth. Batting sixth, number 24, the first baseman Ryan Shaw. Batting seventh, the catcher number 5, Jace Balicia. Batting eighth, looks like a brother probably, number 6, Ben Balducci in left. Number 13 in center field, Ryan Quinn, and on the hill, number 22, Brandon Cahill. They are off to a 3-0 start, and talking to one of their assistant coaches, Matt Johnson, before the game. He talked how the weather's been, obviously iffy up in that area. They're from Connecticut, but he has thrown in 1 game, 1 start, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, and he allowed 1 earned run in that. So we're getting ready to play baseball, and we thought maybe he'd be left-handed, but looks like it's a right-hander throwing this game. Again, number 22, Cahill. So we're about ready to get this thing started, Blake.
Yeah, it's going to be great. These 2 teams from up north get to come down and play in this beautiful weather in Florida. I played golf this morning. It's beautiful down here. We do have some clouds overhead. They're a little gray. We might get a little bit of rain during this first game. Right. But that's the benefit to playing on this beautiful turf here at the Chain of Lakes Complex in Winter Haven. So it'll be nice to see.
Yeah, for the folks that have been down here before, that were down here years ago, it's a completely new complex. They bulldozed everything a few years ago, and the Red Sox Indians used to train here. And if you're familiar with the movie Major League, they filmed some scenes down here, I believe, in Major League 2, but it's now all turf fields. They built a beautiful building and a nice entrance, and it's really a beautiful complex. Again, like you say, if it rains, unless we get thunder, lightning, it's going to be really nice to be able to play through here. So he's warming up, going to be finishing his warm-up pitches. Yeah, we're going to need somebody from Yeah, we're trying to get this figured out. Yeah, the home team, we're the visitors the first game. They'll need one of their players or a parent or somebody to keep the scoreboard, and then when we're home team the second game, that'll happen. So it looks like this right-hander's kind of fastball slider type pitcher. Again, his first appearance was really good. 5 innings, 7 strikeouts. There's a little bit of a change-up. So just about ready to get underway here. Lions come in with a record of 2-3, losing all 3 last weekend in Alabama, but very competitive games against ranked teams, and they played pretty well, and they'll try to get back on the winning track.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that a little bit in that pregame, Chuck. You know, you go 0-3 down in Alabama. You play 2 teams that could have won a regional last year in Adrian and East Texas Baptist, and Adrian's getting top 25 votes. I believe so is East Texas Baptist. So the Lions were up in all of those games late, had a chance to win. So while you lost all 3, you probably got a decent taste in your mouth coming home last weekend.
Yeah, very competitive. Buckle steps in. He's 263, 5 for 19 so far on the young season. First pitch, that's a ball outside. We're underway. First pitch, 5:28.
Buckle is actually 0 for his last 9, though, Chuck. He's been scuffling a little bit, had a tough weekend down in Alabama against that top-tier pitching. Lions really need their leadoff hitter to go.
Pitch that swung on and fouled at the plate. Got the catcher, Belicia, a little bit there. The home plate umpire is Joseph Amrine, and the base umpire is John Ballou, and he's going to kind of, very rightfully so, walk out to the mound and give him a chance to catch his breath. Yeah, he might have got hurt hit in a real bad spot there.
Yeah, Chuck, it does not look like he's very comfortable right now. I do want to touch on, I talked about the clouds. Man, it's really nice to have these clouds up in behind us right now. It got really hot while we were setting up. So,
and it's a production. Blake basically, along with Patrick, helps do that. Patrick is keeping the book. Patrick Murray today, but it's a production to try to bring these broadcasts. But we're glad to be able to do it. 1-1. Change, caught the outside corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, really good action on that change, kind of down and out on the outside corner. It started away from Buckle and kind of caught that outside corner. Really good pitch.
Cahill throws out of the stretch, and he's throwing from the first base side of the rubber. 1-2, that's bounced weakly to second. Baladucci, Sam up and throws the first for out number 1.
Yeah, Buckle had to swing at that. It was probably going to end up a little bit out, but it was very similar to the pitch that was thrown before. It was a really good out pitch there from Cahill.
Yeah, Jordan Harley steps in. Jordan off to a slow start, just 4 for 23, but coming off an outstanding season last year. Jordan try to get the Lions going here. Again, we talked about this for the last 2-3 years. You see more starting pitchers throwing from the stretch. In my day, you never saw that. Pitch, good fastball, caught the inside corner, no balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, Bilal set up on the outside corner to come back and get that thing, but kind of framed it on the inside corner. It's a good pitch. Front door would run.
0-1, that's fouled at the plate.
Oh, goodness.
And, boy, he's taking a beating, isn't he, Blake? And now one of the assistant coaches is going to go out and kind of like check on him here. It's either Tyler Roberts or Nate Cormier. They didn't really specify which ones. We know who Matt Johnson is, and head coach Adam Goss. In their 4th year, we talked to Matt before the game how they're just in their 4th year as a program, and they've really done a nice job there. Pitch, that's outside.
Pretty good fastball coming out of the right hand of Cahill right now.
Yeah, 1 ball,
probably
2 strikes.
Mid-80s, Chuck.
Yeah, I would say so. Our guys, I guess, I think their guys are flashing back, so we might be able to grab some of that. 1-2 on the way, change away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, so Jordan battling back a little bit. As always, for the Lions, Coach Kyle Kittle at 3rd and Coach Jason Miller at 1st.
I was gonna give it to you. I was waiting for you to say it. I was gonna say it a minute ago. We got to get those guys in.
2-2, that's inside. Jordan working his way back from 0-2 to full count. The other coaches on the staff, Coach Jason Kammer in the dugout. Coach Matt Brandkamp will be bound here in a couple of days.
Hopefully Matty's out there watching.
Head coach Jeff Newman. Pitch, swung on and missed, took something off, looked like another change, went down and in. So 2 up, 2 down, that'll bring up Ethan Mason.
Cahill's got a really good changeup, Chuck.
Yeah, he really, again, great arm speed. That's what it's all about. And if you can throw that any time, that's big. As we said, he had 7 strikeouts in 5 innings in his last start.
He's throwing it for strikes, too, right now. That's the big thing.
Ethan Mason steps in hitting .348, off to a good start. Pitch, good fastball, living right on the corner.
Yeah, a little run back over the outside corner. Looked like it was going to go away from Ethan, and just kind of ran back to the corner.
Oh, 1. Curveball,
Ooh.
ooh, maybe a little high. Cahill able to get the call quickly, no balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's one if Mason's looking for. He can absolutely punish that baseball. That hung a bunch.
Yeah, he was just, I think first curve he saw, so catcher sets up outside, 0-2. He hits, misses away, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Might see him go back to that breaking ball here, Chuck, try to put Ethan away.
And he's got 3 pitches he can throw at this point. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch, waved on and missed the changeup. So the Lions go 3 up and 3 down. We're in the middle of the first. Mount St. Joe nothing. And coming to bat is St. Joseph on the MSJ Sports Network.
Bugging out for a second. 86, 87. Yeah, he's up to 89 this season, but he'll be probably 6, 7 the whole game.
He's got 3 pitches.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're senior, seasoned vet.
Donnie, you all set?
Yeah, I caught one mistake, but I fixed it.
And back for the bottom of the first, it'll be Fritz, Fox, and Kane to face Nolan Miller. As I mentioned, Nolan comes in with a 3.68 ERA. It's his 3rd start of the year, 7 1/3, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, and 8 strikeouts.
And Nolan's got the ability to be really, really good out there on the mound if he commands it. He's 88 plus at times. Good breaking ball, decent changeup. It's all about commanding the zone.
Again, another one that throws from the first base side. That's fouled at the plate. Looked like a cutter that bounced over to the first base dugout. St. Joseph's is in the first base dugout. The Lions in the 3rd. Right now the Lions pretty much straight away in the outfield. Clough about even with the base at 3rd. Martin deep at 1st. The 0-1. Just backed up on him a little bit. Looked like a slider that just didn't come back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, like you said a little bit before, Blake, there's some clouds.
I'm loving it.
You know, yeah, it's working out so far. Pitch, good fastball, ran in on his hands. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and you got the swinging strike. And Coach Doris, I forgot to mention him. I knew I was missing somebody. Pitching coach.
He's easy to forget.
The 1-2 on the way. Good slider
Nasty.
away. Swung on and missed for the first strikeout of the game for Miller. That'll bring up J.J. Fox.
Big start there for Nolan, pounding the zone.
So that'll bring up Fox. Again, Nolan throwing from the first base side of the rubber. Good fastball, swung on and missed, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. So far, Nolan pounding the zone. Little glitch in the statistics, but good fastball, just a little bit down. Nolan wanted that one. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Blake able to fix it. So 1 crisis averted. I'm sure we'll have a few more as the day goes along. 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball right in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A good comeback there from Nolan to get that breaking ball over after barely missing with the fastball to start it.
Yeah, what I like, he's around the plate. That's the big thing.
Yeah, Nolan with the stuff he has at this level just has to be competitive in the zone. Doesn't have to nibble.
He's going to get some swing and misses. 1-2, that's fouled away.
Yeah,
good fastball.
That had Fox beat, too.
Yeah.
That beat him in on the hands. It was running in on the hands, and he was tardy on it. Fouled it off to the other field over there.
Yeah,
but
just able to get a piece of it. Fox comes in hitting .462. Again, limited bats, 6 for 13 on the season. Now they're going to move Meyer over into right center field a little bit. That's fouled off to the Lion dugout. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Blake mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing all the softball and all the baseball games tomorrow. Me and Patrick will be over at softball. He'll do the baseball game, and then as soon as we get done, we'll fly over. Hopefully we can catch the last part of that game. So we're doing everything to cover both sports. Ooh. Curve stayed just a little bit high.
And it's a good call. It was
It
definitely
was high.
high, but that was a strike in the top of the first for sure. It's very similar
Ethan
to the
got
one
one.
that Ethan
Yeah.
got called on him. I honestly think the one in the first might have fooled the umpire.
I agree.
He looked like he wasn't 100% sure he wanted to call it a strike.
2-2, he spiked that one. So the count runs full.
Chuck, as you bring a team down south for the first time and obviously playing in this heat, I know Alabama probably helped them, but especially for pitchers, the perspiration on your hands, it's a whole lot different down here than it is back home.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, up, you're blowing in your hand constantly and everything, and now you're trying to wipe the sweat off. Payoff, good running fastball, swung on and missed. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts. That'll bring up Jack Kane, the third baseman. So that was a big out right there. Jack comes in hitting .308. He's 4 for 13 on the young season. So far, all right-handed hitters. Again, 7-inning ball game. Due to the doubleheader, typically down south you play. If you play 2, you play 2 sevens. Pitch, that's down ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes.
So far, Nolan looks pretty good, Chuck. Obviously, one of his biggest issues, and it's a lot of power, guys. He's got to be a little more efficient out there with his pitch count to allow him to go deeper into games.
That swung on and lifted down the right field line, hooking and slicing foul.
Stayed in. Will,
Yeah.
You got to go get that one, buddy.
Yeah. So the thing that's amazing, we talked about it before the game, 400 seems a mile away, but that was just, sliced down the right field line, and it got almost to the fence.
I'm going to be honest. I'd love to see the big fella get one.
Well, if it's hit, jump in here real fast.
If he pulls one down that line,
Yeah.
a lazy fly ball from him will go out of here.
Yeah, I'm assuming he'll see a lot of change-ups away.
I would think so too, but he can hit it out to left too. You ain't seen him do it much, but he's capable.
Pitch, that's bounced foul again, past third base coach, Matt Johnson. Again, we had a chance to talk to Matt before the game.
Real
really
nice
good
guy.
Real
Yeah.
nice guy.
Talked to a couple of the St. Joseph's parents too, coming over talking about our setup, and very, very nice, respectful people.
Yeah, hopefully some of you St. Joseph people have been able to jump on and see the video and the audio and hear the audio. Pitch, that's low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As we told them, we're clearly Mount St. Joe fans, but we're going to be fair when it comes to your team. If you make a good play, we're going to let everybody know about it. 2-2. Bounced up the middle. Mason up, throws over to Martin to retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down for St. Joseph's. We're through 1 complete, no score on the MSJ Sports Network. And we're back for the top of the second. It'll be Martin, Clough, and Clements to face Cahill, who went 3 up and 3 down against the Lions. Big Brennan Martin steps in. Brennan on the year hitting .294. Again, limited bats, 5 for 17. Does have a couple home runs. Pitch. Oh, he came with a fastball down, and then he missed ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. One 0. That's laced into left field, a base hit.
Really good job by Brennan there. Just go inside out on that.
Yeah, he actually
and punch
did
it the other way. It was actually an inside pitch. Normally you see him try to yank that thing, but he did a really good job of putting it in play for the first hit of the ball game.
Little surprised they came with 2 fastballs to him to start, but again, he's got confidence in his fastball. 85, 86, could run it all the way up to 89 is what we're hearing. So that'll bring up Zach Clough, the freshman third baseman. Zach comes in hitting .348, 2 doubles. He's 8 for 23 so far. Pitch, that's bounced to second. That's trouble. Out at second, back to first, safe. So that'll be a
fielder's choice for Clough.
And out 4 to 6 is Zach just kind of tapped it towards second. Didn't really get a good swing.
Yeah, kind of an excuse me swing. Not something you'd really like to see 0-0 there. If you're going to attack a first pitch, you got to get a good effort at it and try to drive it somewhere.
Andrew Clements will step in.
Now the Lions will trade that, make that speed trade at first base. Clements will step in, the left-handed designated hitter here for the Lions. Clough gets away from first. They come at Clements. That's a changeup down and in on the lefty. Misses. Clough, a more capable base runner than Brennan, can absolutely steal this if he gets the sign. Fastball pulled foul of first base. Clements would want that one back if he could get it. And it's right there for him to hit. Evens the count 1-1.
Yeah, Andrew comes in hitting .286, and really been playing Blake with both lefties and righties, so he's kind of the guy for right now.
Yeah, and it's good to see. Andrew's a good kid who's done a lot of good work in the program. Hasn't really gotten a great shot at it, but he can swing it.
Yeah, I like his at-bats, too. That's a changeup, a little outside. You got to throw him strikes. He rarely swings at a bad ball.
Does not get himself out very often.
Yeah, nice hole between first and second right here. Is there
Clough
double play depth? That's
Oh.
popped up. I guess it's hit the center field.
Just missed it off the end of the bat.
Yeah, Quinn will make the catch for out number 2. So, yeah, just off the end of the bat. Was fooled a little bit, a good changeup. That'll bring up Gutzweiler. Guts comes in hitting .273. Again, limited bats. He's 3 for 11 on the year.
Cahill's been living at the bottom end of the zone, Chuck. That does benefit Jackson.
We'll see if the Lions try to get a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. Kind of a big leg kick. Good breaking ball for a strike.
Really good breaking ball.
We thought in the Otterbein series that we had some opportunities maybe with the big leg kicks they had, and we did not take advantage. So, Clough with a pretty good lead. Another one, that's breaking ball, stays away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Guts, the senior from Cincinnati Elder. Last year hit .274. Did have 3 home runs. Stretch. Gonna throw to first. Clough gets back. Pretty easy right there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. That's changed down and away. Nice job by the catcher, Belisle. Somebody correct me out there.
Belisle.
Belisle, okay. My apologies. Nice block there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Stretch. Does not go. Change. Catches the outside corner, 2-2.
Really good changeup.
Yep. Maybe getting a couple inches off the plate. Belisle bringing it back just a little bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild for the first time down here in Florida. Runner does not go. Tries to check his swing. Ball's in the dirt, and he is going to be out by a mile. So that'll go 2-4. It's not a caught stealing, but he just didn't read it right and broke way too late. So we're in the middle of the second, no score on the MSJ Sports Network. So we're back for the bottom of the second. No score. It'll be Scalia, Balducci, and Shaw to face Nolan Miller, who had a 1-2-3 inning.
Couple of Ks in that first for Nolan. Got it all kind of working there.
Yeah, so far only one hit in the ball game. That belongs to the Lions, Brennan Martin. Lions are going to play him a little bit to pull. We're going to have Buckle almost up the middle. Fastball down, 1 ball, no strikes. Really big hole between first and second.
Yeah, I'd be loving that if I was in the box right now.
1-0, strike on the outside corner, good fastball.
Nasty, good running action. Comes back to catch the outside corner.
Looks like we got a left-handed hitter on deck, Sam Balducci.
Counts 1-1, right?
1 ball, 1 strike.
It's really hard to see that scoreboard, know what's going on.
Good pitch, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Nolan took a little bit off of that one.
He did. You know, I'm sure the Lions, and I'm sure St. Joseph's, they're looking to get some length from their starters. And the way it's starting out, it looks like they both have a chance to do that. 1-2 on the way. Good pitch.
Didn't miss by much. It's a really good pitch. It's a good job by Scalia to hold up on that.
Yeah, because, again, it's where it crosses, not where it lands. That was pretty close. 2-2. Oh, and the batter started to walk away, and they called it ball 3. Wow.
That's tough. That's absolutely a strike.
Yeah, that's – yep. He absolutely was walking away. Payoff pitch. That's line into left field, a base hit.
It's the way it works, man.
Yep.
Now Nolan's got to throw extra pitches, and they get the leadoff batter on.
That's rough.
That's really tough.
And again, we talk about those little things in games. You know, ball fair or foul by an inch, a call here or there. And in most cases, 2 of those pitches would have been called strikes. But didn't get it. So that'll bring up Balducci. Left-handed hitter. Pitch. That's in the dirt. That'll be a wild pitch. When Nolan does struggle at times, he seems to spike a lot of fastballs.
Yeah, he gets rushed in his in his delivery, and gets out in front and spikes the fastball.
Balducci in this young season hitting .333, 4 for 12. On deck, another left-handed hitter. Ryan Shaw, the first baseman. So runner in scoring position here, nobody out. Took something off and stayed outside 2-0. Well, we were talking on the way over the drive, and you know me, I'm a big automated ball and strike guy, and maybe in D3 in another 10, 15, 20, 25 years we'll have that, and maybe the inning would be a little bit different, but for right now it's still humans calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, it's tough when one.
There's a good pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike.
One pitch can change the complete outcome of a game.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. 2 balls, 1 strike. That saws him off. Foul.
Thought Chloe was going to have a chance at one of those Manny Machado plays there for a second. He made another one in the WBC the other night that was unbelievable.
Yeah, he can pick it.
It's the arm for me, man.
Yeah.
The way he throws it is unreal.
Yeah, them guys, to say they have plus arms is an understatement.
Yeah, and he might have the best.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Stretch. Good pitch on the inside corner. Fastball froze him. He didn't really like the call, but he got it, so that's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Ryan Shaw.
Chuck, that was 90 with run.
That was pretty good. He just couldn't pull the trigger. We'll bring up Ryan Shaw. Ryan in this young season's 3 for 13, 231. Left-handed hitter on deck's the catcher. Fastball down, 1 ball, no strikes. And I think, like you said, no matter what happens this inning, but the big thing is pitch count starts running up.
Yeah,
when you're the first game of a 7-game trip with a couple JV games, you want some length.
Yeah, Nolan should be sitting with 2 outs and about 11 pitches in this inning.
That's low and in. A little bit of a cut, fastball or slider. 2 balls, no strikes. Gets his pitch he wants. 2-0 on the way. Fastball. Oh! Watch your lips. Fouled off the Mount St. Joe dugout screen right in front of it. Looks like Coach Thor is kind of in the doorway there, Coach Cam.
It almost got in the doorway. It actually barely missed it. But, man, that was a scary one over there.
That was a scary one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Stretch. 2-1 on the way. Running fastball bounced up the middle. Nice play by Buckle. Throws to Martin. Really good play by Austin Buckle there.
Yeah, he went a long way to get that one, Chuck. Right behind the bag at second base. Made a good strong throw over to Brennan to retire the hitter there, Shaw.
Yeah, that's a big out right there. Off the bat, I thought it might get up the middle for a hit. So they advance the runner to third, but now there's 2 outs for the catcher. Belial. He comes in hitting an even 200. 1 for 5, so it looks like he splits time is back there. That's fouled away. So Nolan quickly gets ahead, no balls, 1 strike. So Nolan trying to get out of this. We talked a little bit about this complex. There's at least 5 or 6 fields. You may hear some noise from other fields. Good fastball on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strike. We're on field number 2. There's 1 to our left, at least 2 to our right. Very nice complex. Red Sox and Indians trained here years ago. 0-2 on the way. That's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A good job by Guts as that was pulled into the left-handed batter's box to keep that in front. With the runner at third, it's imperative that you keep the ball in front of you.
Absolutely.
These backstops aren't super deep.
You might get a bounce off of it, but I wouldn't count on it. 1-2. Good breaking ball called strike 3.
Nasty pitch from Nolan.
So a leadoff hit is wasted. We're through 2 complete. No score on the MSJ Sports Network.
Trying to brighten this up.
And we're back for the top of the 3rd. Jackson Gutzweiler will step in. He was at the plate when Clough got thrown out trying to advance to second on a wild pitch. So top of the 3rd, Cahill surrendered just the single to Brennan Martin. He's looked very sharp. First pitch, good fastball on the outside corner. Good command of his pitches.
Yeah, I like the fact that his changeup and fastball both have very similar actions, Chuck. He's throwing what looks like a two-seam fastball.
Yeah, the same arm angle, the same release point.
And they both have that run down and into right-handers. It's just a different speed.
1 ball, 1 strike. Coach Cam's going to be upset at that.
Well, I watched it. Jackson moved a little bit. He didn't get out of the way. He wanted that to hit him.
For the people out there, Coach Cam loves hit by pitches, and curve backed up on him and just missed him. 2-1. Oh, sawed him off big time.
Yeah, that's ball 3 that Jackson just swung at there. That was in on his hands.
Yeah.
Was
But
up
again, you
and
talked
in.
about the run.
Yeah.
You know, out of the hand, it looks good. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, right fielder Will Record, who's off to a pretty good start this year.
Very good start, Chuck.
2-2. Change up, just a little bit outside.
Very similar to the pitch that Nolan didn't get in the last inning. So we'll go 1-1 on that. Now Jackson's got to equal Scalia and drill it into left field for a base hit.
Got a payoff pitch coming. Here it comes. Called strike 3, outside corner. That's one of them. 2 close ones, got 1. We threw 2 close ones, didn't get either one. But again, it's tough to umpire back there. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Jackson, you have to offer it that pitch, even if you don't like it. Try to spoil it, kick it down the right field line or something, and live to fight another pitch. But that's too close to take.
It was
for a second time in a row.
Good pitch.
Because he could have rung him on the first one. It was a ball, but he could have rung him.
Will Record, that got away from him. Will Record steps in, a team leading 467. Again, early 7 for 15 with a triple, 4 walks, on base percentage. Listen to this one, 600, and he stole 4 bases. So, yeah, to say that he's off to a good start is an understatement.
Yeah, after that trip to Alabama, Record was one of the notable performers in the HCAC. Did not win the award, but was in a notable performance.
Ball 2 outside.
Yeah, that's definitely out.
Sometimes in a dugout, you know, as a coach, you're like, it looks good, but that's clearly out.
And
unless he's calling batter's box to batter's box. And
nose to toes?
Dugout to dugout. 2-0. Pitch. That's outside, ball 3. Again, a good call. That's on the white line of the batter's box.
Yeah, it's not getting as much run as it was earlier in the inning or even the earlier innings, but it's definitely out.
3-0. That's ball 4 outside. So Will works a 4-pitch walk. That makes his on-base percentage even that much higher. So 1-out walk for Will. That'll bring up A.J. Meyer, the center fielder.
I will let everybody know we got a little bit of rain rolling through. If it starts running pretty good, we're going to have to take the camera down. We can continue to provide you audio, but we will not be able to leave the camera up unless I can find an umbrella somewhere and somebody to stand next to it.
A.J. off to a .250 average with a couple stolen bases. Doing a nice job for the Lions in the 9-hole. Pitch, there's a strike.
There's that runner.
I'd like to see Will get a little bit bigger lead here.
Yeah, with just 1 out here, A.J., even with an out, is a threat to bunt, especially here with the first baseman holding him on. He could pull it. Oh, good job over there by the first baseman, Shaw, to knock down that pickoff. It was skipped at him.
If that hits and gets away, he may end up at third base. We play the top of the 3rd here. We're scoreless. Winter Haven, Florida. First game for the Lions on their annual spring trip down here. Still kind of a short lead. He does show bunt. He's got a shot to beat that out. Fielded, throws. He beat it.
Yeah.
It's a bunt single.
That's a good call out there by our field umpire. I actually thought he was going to bang him for a second. AJ's about a half step past the bag on that bunt single.
Yeah, Kane made a good play, did all he could do, made a good strong throw. Just the speed of Meyer was able to beat it out. So the Lions' second base hit.
I have had some good conversations about AJ Meyer. I'm good friends with his uncle Jake. And, you know, AJ's doing a really good job. His whole goal this year is to get on base enough times to be able to steal 20 bags. If he does that, he's going to be a lot of value for the Lions in the 9-hole.
Buckle stepped in. He tapped to second his first at bat.
Lots of speed on the bases for the Lions right now.
Yeah, the infield playing in, but now the first baseman, Shaw is going to back up a little bit. I don't expect a bunt here. Pitch. That's nice job by
Really?
the catcher.
Really good job from Belial. That was
Belial.
spiked about 3 feet away from him in the left-hander batter's box. Kind of a lunging effort to knock it down. Really good job. We'll have a mound visit here, Chuck, so we'll step away. We'll be right back with you on the MSJ Sports Network.
So pitching coach or head coach that serves as the pitching coach, Adam Goss, back from his mound visit. So the Lions are threatening here in the top of the third. 2 on, 1 out with Buckle at the plate. Stretch. Checks the runner, the 1-0. Change, he swung at it somehow, but the runners are going to advance. It almost looked like it was a hit and run, but the runners didn't run because that was really an awful swing there by Austin. He was really fooled. So it was a change-up that he just waved at. But nonetheless, the runners move over. So second and third, 1 out. Looks like the infield, the corners are going to play in, the middle's going to play back. Outfield pretty deep straight away. Center fielder Quinn shading a little bit towards right. Stretch, pitch, that's breaking ball, grounded into hole into left field, a base hit. 1 run scores. They're going to wave A.J. Meyer. He's going to be safe at home, and on the throw, Buckle's going to go to second. Really good base running there by the Lions. They take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, that's that speed for the Lions I just talked about. To get A.J. and Will on at the bottom of this lineup, and you can really roll.
Yeah, really good coaching there by Coach Kittle, knowing the speed of A.J. Meyer. The throw was just a little bit offline, and that enabled Buckle to go to second base. So the Lions continue with a couple runs in, only 1 out, and another runner in scoring position for Jordan Harley. Again, we're getting a few drops here.
Yeah, good wind, too. You might hear us on the crowd mic as the wind blows through.
If we get wet, it's going to be from the back. Pitch. That's grounded to third. Oh, they had Buckle trapped off, but they didn't take it. Throw back to third, and he is safe.
That was really close.
Very close.
Buckle is an aggressive base runner.
Yeah.
If he makes mistakes, he makes mistakes trying to get into spots that he probably shouldn't get into. You can never make that third out at third base.
Yes, a little semi-reckless because actually he was trapped off. They had him very easy, but third baseman Kane wanted to take the sure out, got the out, and they almost got him back on the rebound there. So he's on third with 2 outs. That'll bring up Ethan Mason.
It's raining a little bit harder now, Chuck.
Yeah, I think it's going to pass, but it might be for a while anyway.
I'm going to need to move that camera, I believe.
Breaking ball for a strike. Yeah, as Blake said, if we lose camera, we'll stay with audio until we can go back with it. No balls, 1 strike on a curveball. Pitch. That's a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike as it rains. Starts to rain harder. Again, no fear of having to stop the game. This is all turf, but for us people with equipment and things out in the rain, we're going to have to be careful with that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. Fastball called strike 2. Ethan didn't like it, but it caught the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So we had to shut it down for right now. Oh, swung on and missed. Oh, it is still on. But that ends the inning. The Lions get a couple runs. They lead 2-0 in the middle of the third on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back. It's pouring like cats and dogs here, so we're going to be in a rain delay. We'll be back when we start this back up.